Hey everybody, it's Kevin James Bond. I'm here in Colorado Springs with Remax, and we're doing a quick housing market update for the Springs for this week, for August. So we've got 1,686 properties on the market right now. Buyers are still in Colorado Springs, but a lot of them have been driven away due to the rising mortgage interest rates and inflation and recession now. So I've heard in the next 7 to 35 months, we'll start seeing that actually on display, what a recession looks like. Um, we'll see it demonstrated in the market at that point. And other than that, we've got, at least for our office, our listings have an average of 1.13 showings per listing per week. So it's still relatively slow, but the average days on market for listings is also at 15 days. So instead of something going under contract in 4 days, it's taking a couple of weeks now. It's still happening, but there are still plenty of homes that have had price drops. Almost 61% of properties that were listed for sale took a price drop. Let's see, we've got 2.1 months of housing inventory. So we're getting up there. We need about 6 months of housing inventory to have a balanced market. The average value or the average sale price for a single family home for July in Colorado Springs was 557,496. For townhomes, it was 387,914, and for condos, it was $296,003. Um, that's up about 10,000 for single family homes since last month. It's gone down about the same amount for townhomes and condos since last month. However, I don't really attribute a lot to that other than a normal fluctuation of prices for all properties. Consider the average sale of townhomes back in January was at 367,000, and now it's at 387,000. So 20K increase. Condos in January were selling on average for 268,000, and now they're selling at 296,000. So those have gone up as well. And so, like I said, it's normal to see a small fluctuation over the months. But in the long term, the price trend for all properties in Colorado Springs is still headed up. The mortgage interest rates, from what I hear, are in the mid fives, maybe a little bit lower. Recession is obviously here. We're not going to necessarily see big changes, like I said, until the next maybe year or two. But people are spending less, though. The GDP has made that clear. So, and then a recession is just a normal part of the ebb and flow of the housing market. It's going to be partially tied to the economy, but it's something that we see. It's a normal thing that happens. And so we're entering one now, and how long and how bad it will be, I don't know. But I do expect home values in Colorado Springs to actually continue to increase at a small rate because historically, Colorado Springs has actually done very well in most of the recessions that we've ever had. And that's really all I have to say about that. Other than that, King Supers, there's going to be a new King Supers in Flying Horse. That's going to start, construction is going to start next year, and it's going to open in 2024. That's expected to employ about 300 people. So that'll be a much needed supermarket up there in the Flying Horse neighborhood. In other news, Open Door is in trouble, and they got fined $62 million for basically telling people that they were going to make more money selling their home to Open Door than they would on the open market. And turns out that's not the case, and they can prove it, that they actually make thousands less than they would on the open market. So the FTC is fining them $62 million. That, I guess that's cool, but on the other hand, Open Door made a little over $8 billion last year, so I don't think this fine's really going to necessarily disincentivize them to stop doing what they're doing, but we'll see. In other news, I have a luxury lot that is available in Kissing Camels. It is ready to build on. I've got some preliminary home plans for it. It's in a gated community. It's right at the foothills of the Front Range, so you got great views of Pikes Peak and Cheyenne Mountain, quiet neighborhood. If you would like details on that, I will put a link to it in the description below. That's all I've got for you. I hope you're having a great week, and I'll talk to you next week.